Now to that press conference.
9 of those patients are critically ill, so either in the intensive care unit right now or in the operating room. We did have patients age ranges 3 months all the way up to 45 years of age. We do have some good news to report. The 3-month-old has been discharged in the care of their parents back home and is doing well.
And you say you still have 9 that are in critical condition right now. Has any of their conditions improved? Will these 9 survive?
You know, it's very, very difficult to say right now. They are very sick patients. It was a horrifying scene working in the emergency department tonight, and all I can say is that those 9 patients are still very critically ill, and it's going to be, over the next 24 hours we'll have a lot more information in terms of the conditions of these patients.
Were these patients immediately put into surgery?
We actually had at about 1 o'clock we actually had received notice that we were having that there had been a shooting in the area, and then at about 1:15 we started having patients pouring in via police cars, ambulances, private car, and then we just activated our disaster protocol. So we had folks from all parts of the hospital coming in to help us, coming in specifically for this tragedy.
Can you give us an idea of the nature of their wounds?
So, they range anywhere from mild to very severe. So shrapnel injuries all the way through to gunshot wounds that are, again, very, very serious, requiring interventions that we were able to do in addition to our colleagues in surgery, the intensive care unit. We had everybody down helping out.
What about where they were shot? Can you give an idea of what part of their bodies they were hit in?
It was all over the place. We had gunshot wounds to the head, to the chest, to the belly. It just sort of was very dependent on the patient and probably how close they were to the shooter.
We've been mentioning that there are at least 50 shooting victims from this that have been in area hospitals all over the metropolitan area. What kind of a stress has this put on emergency rooms?
We were already having a very busy night to start with, and we had a waiting room full of people. But, when a tragedy happens, you have to do what you have to do and take care of every single person. So not only were we able to activate our disaster protocol, take care of everybody who came in through the gunshot, through the actual shooting today, but we were actually able to take care of everybody in our waiting room as well.
At what point will you know if these 9 people who are in critical condition will be in the clear?
The next 24 hours are really tenuous, and that's when we're going to have a lot more information about these patients. So I think, especially those 9 critically ill patients, we just have to wait and see. One is currently still in the operating room right now as we speak.
The extent of surgeries that some of these victims have had to take, can you say anything to that nature?
I can't speak on each of those injuries, but we do have orthopedic injuries. We've got wounds to the chest, to the abdomen that are all requiring surgical interventions at this point.
We understand that this movie attracting a lot of young people. Are a lot of your victims young?
We did have, I would say the vast majority of our patients were young adults all the way through to adults. We did have that one small child that was in our emergency department, but they ranged pretty much all the way from 3 months all the way up to 45 years of age.
We understand also 6 victims taken to the hospital just next door. Any idea on their conditions?
I have no idea at this point. I can only talk about the University of Colorado hospital patients that we've been taking care of.
Is there anything else that you can share with us on the status of these victims?
I think the most important thing for the community is that obviously if there are folks out there who still have injuries, our doors are always open at the University of Colorado Hospital, and so they should absolutely come and get further care if they need it. No matter how many patients we're seeing, we will obviously make time for them. We do have a hotline set up as well for family and friends of potential victims of this terrible tragedy, and that number is 720-848-2626. So if folks have any questions or concerns, we obviously can't give a lot of information over the phone, but we may be able to tell you if your family or friend was actually treated at our hospital.
And can you give us another update again about this 3-month-old victim of the shooting? Was it a boy, girl, and what's the status?
I can't say the specifics, but what I can say is that the 3-month-old is doing well and has been discharged from our hospital. We've had 3 of our patients out of the 22 who have actually been discharged now from the hospital.
Was this baby's injuries severe? Was this baby ever in critical condition?
Again, I can't speak to the specifics of it, but what I can say is that baby is doing well and is at home with his or her parents.
Okay, doctor, thank you very much.